I didn't really have any topics, and because I knew that once we caught up for not seeing each other,
Yeah,
it was
we'll
going
have
to be
plenty to
like,
talk about.
dude, there's plenty of shit to talk about. So, but if you want to roll into it, or we can just roll off the top.
Yeah,
and
dude,
just
let's
start.
just roll
Let's
into
just
that
roll
intro right
into
now.
Anyways, so one of the things I was going to tell you about today was, are you still relevant in as far as the music industry goes?
What do you mean by relevant?
Do you?
The answer is probably no, but
Okay, so when I say relevant, I'm talking about like, do you know what's going on, current events in the music industry?
like paying attention to top 40 and stuff?
Yeah,
No.
or just like anything, like because and I know you recently like just got back on Twitter, and you're just like, dude, Twitter is fucking sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, Twitter's my favorite social media thing, and it's just because the information, the people you follow, there's just some fire takes on there, and you're doing it within. And before it was crazy because 140 characters.
Yeah.
So there was that limitation of what okay, I'm gonna get this out in a tweet, and then you're like, but I gotta follow it up with a second tweet because I didn't get my point across in the first tweet. So, anyways, I was on Twitter, and trending like number one was this thing Kill Shot, and it was like the Eminem diss to Machine Gun Kelly, right?
That's what I was going to bring up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I heard on his album, I heard him throw the little diss out there about Machine Gun Kelly, like that one line or whatever.
See, but I don't know who that dude is.
Okay, so that dude is like from Cleveland, and he's just like he came in, and I actually don't know.
Is he like your son's era superstar
No,
right now?
he's probably like in between me and my son.
Okay.
So he's like closer to your era, actually, like 20 something. I think he's like in his late 20s.
Okay.
Right. So I could be wrong. I mean, somewhere in his 20s. I know that for sure. Maybe he's 30. I don't know. But anyways,
What is this tequila called?
Centario.
Centario?
My father-in-law gave me this. He's got a collection.
What is that? Century or something?
I think it is
100-year aged or something?
my Hispanic heritage, and I don't even know what the fuck it is. I just drink. I'm just drinking it. A Centario, I believe, is 100, and then Anejo is the type, and then it's 100% agave made in
Dang,
Mexico.
bro, I thought you like knew Spanish like a good.
You know what, dude? It's funny because I'm half Spanish, Filipino, Irish, and I look Arabic. So people are always like, I go into the liquor stores and they're like, "Hala, hala, hala," and I'm just like, nada. I don't speak your language, even though I look just like you. And they put me to shame because a lot of the Arabics speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because they're like,
They
they're
speak
just,
Spanish hella good.
dude, better than some people that I know that actually are fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, how the hell?
I told you about that guy when I was delivering beer, right?
No.
When I don't remember what store it was, but Indian dude. I show up and I was like, hey, they told me that you're putting it away today. And then he goes, oh, no hablo inglés. And then he just starts like spitting stuff off in Spanish, dude. And I was like,
What?
Oh, dang, yeah.
That's crazy. Well, see, and let me just talk about something like about just people that aren't from this country. It seems like they come here, and the opportunities they like pounce on them.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're just literally like, what? You don't want to work in a liquor store? I'll work in a liquor store. What? You don't want to work 7 days a week? I'll work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And it's like we're born in almost with the sense of entitlement. Like I'm not gonna work that job.
Hell yeah.
It's not Monday through Friday, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And they're just like, I'll fucking work 7 days a week, and half of my paycheck I'm gonna send back home to my family.
No, dude, that's a big kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't call it an issue, but it's an issue, I think, for the people that were born here, like middle class Americans, because they think they're too good for a lot of shit that they should be out doing, dude.
Yeah.
And we're lazy. Like, I've recently kind of like gotten out of that mindset, not super recently, but I remember having that entitlement, dude. Like, oh yeah, this job works on Saturdays, you know, F that. Like, that was a huge thing at Budweiser. It was like, oh yeah, Saturday and Sunday off. Like, finally,
weekends.
dude, a regular job. And really, Monday through Friday is hell, dude.
It is.
It sucks.
You know, so let me ask you this then. If somebody, okay, let's just say you had a job opportunity, and you were like, I'm going to take that job opportunity, and they came at you with, hey, it's Wednesday through Sunday. I'm at the point in my life where I'd be like, okay, Monday, Tuesday off.
Yeah.
Like I could do stuff during the week. no traffic on certain days.
Go to the doctor without taking a day off work.
Yeah, so it's like that doesn't bothers me. It doesn't bother me as much as when I was 21 starting at Bud, and I was like, what do you mean? I'm not working weekends. Like when I was a merchandiser starting out at 21, and I was like Tuesday through Saturday was my route. Or no, Sunday through Thursday was my route. And Friday was my day. So like Friday, boom, that was my party day. And then Saturday was everybody else's party day. So I was partying with everybody. And then Sunday, I was waking up. Sometimes I wouldn't even go to sleep. And I'd wake up and then get up at 4 to go merch Winco and Food Max because I wanted to get to the forklift before all the other vendors got there. And I'd be like sleeping in the cooler at Winco, hungover, and like I'd be like, oh, dude, it's hurting, right? And then the dude from the meat department would come in and he'd like shake me, and he'd be like, hey man, you all right? You've been sleeping for like an hour. And I go, dude, just I'm good. Just let me cool off. I'm burning up and I'm hungover. But you know what? I knocked the route out, and
How old were you doing this?
21.
And that felt normal, right? Like it didn't feel like a big deal that you were sleeping in a meat cooler.
No, it was just like.
But can you imagine now, dude?
Oh,
being
dude, like
our age and some kid, dude, just gonna be shaking your head. I mean, you've been there, so you're gonna have a little bit more empathy. But I get to see that, like, you sucker, dude. What are you doing?
To this day, I might have heard some stuff from other merchandisers at that time, or people when their experiences. But to this day, I've never encountered like somebody in our field that was like, dude, I fell asleep inside the Winco cooler for an hour on top of the 30 packs, like it was a cloud of just fresh, just laying there like the snuggle bear, and just like.
The difference is though, it also wasn't that big of a deal. Like if your manager knew that you did that, it'd kind of be like, whatever.
Yeah, I think it was way more acceptable back then.
I mean, this wasn't acceptable, but think of how many guys, like especially on the draft routes, like had a shot or had a beer with the bartenders.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of just a known thing. Like it happens. We don't really talk about it. Now, dude, that doesn't happen. Or if it does, you're not telling anybody.
You're not telling anybody out of fear of losing your job.
Yeah.
Because there was times back in the day, I would be like on draft line cleaner. I was like on draft line cleaning for a couple of weeks doing it, and they're like, "Oh, the beer tastes funny." I clean the lines, freshen everything up, pour a little glass, and sit there and try it. A couple sips, and do that a couple times a day. It's like you've had a beer or two.
Yeah.
But I mean, back then it was just like it was like norm.
Yeah.
And it's like, you tried. How did the beer taste? Was it funky? And it's like it was a thing.
Yeah.
But now you don't even think. Like one day, I was up in Dodge Ridge last year with the driver. I was training him, and she's like, "Hey, our beer tastes really weird." And I go, "Oh, okay. Well, can you explain?" And she's like, "Well, you just need to taste it and try it." And I go, this new dude's looking at me and he's like, "You can drink?" And I go, "Nah, we're not gonna drink." So I had to call like the draft specialist, and I go, "Hey, they're complaining about the taste of the beer." And he's like, "Well, what does it taste like?" I go, "Dude, I'm not tasting it."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "I'll get up there." And that's his job actually, is to actually, okay, he can like verify, is this because of a dirty line? Is this because of a dirty spout?
Because he took like the hour training on the computer.
He's got no, he's got like super this dude's got like years of draft training. And there's like the Cicero, it's called like a Cicero, where you learn all about beer and stuff. But then they have.
Do you remember Bud having to take the knowledge test?
Oh
like
yeah,
you had to sit through the stupid slideshow and then take the test,
and then
like,
do
which
a quiz
beer tastes
after.
better, keg beer, canned beer. It's like, dude, that's a personal preference.
Dude, I remember when I first got hired because I so wanted this job.
This is pretty smooth, dude.
It's really smooth.
Yeah,
and I so wanted this job. I took that test seriously. Like I was sweating bullets, and I go, dude, if I don't pass this test, they're gonna fucking fire me. And I just got hired. And then the guy's like, no, man, it's just like a basic knowledge test.
And you can keep retaking it.
And you could retake it, and it doesn't keep track. And I go, oh, all right. And then that's where my passion for beverages or beer started. I still have a passion for the beer industry, dude. It's crazy.
No, I feel it, dude.
It's 15 years later.
You ever like wish that you tried brewing beer or something?
No, but our boy at work, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's talking about doing that.
He's done it a couple times
I think,
in the past, like with the small, like a small little batch.
Yeah.
He'd be good at it, dude. He's good at all that stuff when he tries it, you know?
I know. He's just, that's why he was telling me about it, and then it's a funny story.
He
So
just needs to run with it, dude. He totally needs to just take one
we
of those
need to
things
get him in
and
here, dude. I'm telling him. He's like, when you and Kevin doing another podcast? I was like, today, and he's just like, oh, and he's like, well, where's your podcast? And I was like, on iTunes and SoundCloud and YouTube, and he's just like, I'm fucking lagging, bro. And then
we're getting I feel like, you know, getting it synced up now with the audio, since we're back to one camera and stuff, it's pretty easy for me to do. Like, I did it that one night in a couple hours instead of it taking me a couple days, you know.
oh, okay.
Once we get it smooth, dude, I think we should run like an ad with it.
Like,
You know,
like,
because
what
I
do you
don't
mean
want
by
to
an
spam.
ad?
Like, we'll run like a Facebook ad or Instagram ad
Oh, okay.
of like one of our hot take clips,
Oh, okay.
right? And then a link to whatever it is.
Sick.
We got to find a new host too before Saturday. Remind me about that, because we're running out of space on SoundCloud.
Yeah. So what is this? So you're saying that they charge you?
If you want to
After
host.
a certain-
Otherwise, it has to delete our old ones, because we can only hold like 4 hours or 5 hours.
Oh, I see. Or you got to pay.
Yeah, there's this other app I think called SmartCast. I haven't looked at it. I don't know if they
But
have like a
SoundCloud's
bandwidth.
so popular, right?
I know.
Well, how much does you got to pay?
It's like $14 a month.
Whoa,
Yeah.
for real?
They have like a $7 a month plan, but then same thing. It caps out at like 14 hours or something stupid, where this $14 a month one would unlimited, and we could do scheduled posts. So like we could upload it and then tell it to post on Saturday morning.
Well, let's think about it, because
We'll
I'll
think
put
about
it
it,
to you this way: if we
It's only
split it,
$7
if we
each.
split it
Yeah.
$7 each, I spend $7 sometimes on drinks like nothing.
Energy drinks in a
Yeah,
day.
and I'd be like, that ain't gonna cost me. But what was I gonna say right now?
Shoot, dude, I don't know. We got like deep off of what we were doing.
Well, we started out with MGK, and I was gonna talk about the Eminem beef, and then I was like,
The tequila got me sidetracked because
That
that
was,
was. Then we got back into beer, which we both know and
I know.
like and all that stuff.
Well, so let's talk about the new iPhone. What do you think of the new iPhone?
Dude, I
I'm
have
co-
like a love hate relationship with Apple.
Me too. Now I've got one too.
I could rant on this for a long time, but
Bring it on.
you remember when I showed you how there was an app store on your iPhone
Yeah.
back in like 2011 or
Yep.
2010 or whenever that was? And you were like, "What? Yeah, like there's actual like apps, like they had that stupid one you could drink a beer and it would like, you know,
dude.
games and all that stuff." And that was great, dude. Like Apple was innovating. They were the
Right.
only one doing that. It felt so like badass. It was awesome.
Right.
Right? And over the years, like they were ahead of everybody. Like their display was better, their interface was better, iMessage was better. Everything was just better. The video quality was like as good as any of those point and shoots that you could get. It was better, dude. Everything about it was better. And now it's not. I think it's worse, dude. And they do a lot of things that I think are real shady practice, like kind of like that planned obsolescence where they're going to slow your old phone down, you know?
Yeah.
And they even got caught doing it, and it was kind of just like, oh, no big deal.
But
there's nothing good about that new phone.
Quick. When you say slow your old phone down, I was hearing something like it's in the software update that when you do your update, it actually is slowing your phone down. Is that true?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's debatable, but
Okay.
I would say that it's true because anytime I've had an iPhone that was like a couple years old and I kept updating it, it would just like slow, dude.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff like it would glitch when you're scrolling through a web page, or you try to load something and it's too slow. And they blamed it on like saving the batteries, right? That the battery
It's a
is getting
fucking
bad, so
lithium
we-
battery,
yeah.
right? Supposedly like rechargeable for life.
And so that kind of stuff really turned me off to Apple. I got away from it right after, like, I don't know, the iPhone 6, I think, is the last one I have. I have it around here somewhere, 6 or 6S. Went to the Pixel. Dude, that phone was so badass.
The Pixel?
Yeah, the Google Pixel. Best phone I've ever used.
Oh, I heard
it was like
I heard it was really good.
you remember how Android used to suck? Like, you would scroll through it and it had that glitchy scroll.
Yeah.
Just apps would
My-
crash all the time.
my
There
girl
was
had
no
a-
like consistency around it because every Android phone was different.
Yeah.
Well, Google built that phone, so they make Android, so it just ran perfectly. It ran like iPhone stuff does or did.
So Google made Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Google didn't 100% put effort into making those other phones because they were Android? Because their name wasn't attached to it?
No, see, Google doesn't make those phones. They just make the software that runs on those phones.
So Google made software that runs on Pixel, but they also made the software that runs Android.
So, and Android is the software.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the little square.
So my
in the
girl
back
had a
button.
Samsung prior to getting an iPhone. I convinced her to get an iPhone, and she was like, she loved her Samsung, her Android phone, based on the fact that it just recognized everything. And once she learned how to use it, and sometimes I would use her phone, an Android, and I've been an iPhone guy since they first came out, and I'd use their phone, and I'd be like, damn, this is actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
After you got to know how to use it,
Yeah.
and then all your information, Apple does it now. All your information, you just start typing in your name, and then boom, all your information would autofill, and you're like, and Apple took forever to get on that.
Yeah. And see, I used to be big on, I'll just jailbreak my phone, and then you can do all that because Android, like, it's semi-open. Like, they publish whatever, other developers develop stuff for it. So you had all these features, like that notification bar from the top where you swipe from the top and you have like your flashlight and your brightness and all that stuff. That was you had to jailbreak your iPhone and install this little like app to make it happen, right? Before. Now that they just integrated all that stuff and they do it really well, right? But that was the cool thing about Android is it's just open. Like there's way more apps, way more people developing new stuff for it. They give like users more control to customize stuff, which Apple didn't do. Which the flip side of that is, it's less secure because they don't have it locked down with their engineers and all that stuff.
So,
but now Android used to be inferior. I'm not gonna lie. It just wasn't as good, right? It was more customizable, more like
it was
I have
like
an SD
you
card
didn't
slot in
have
my
to.
phone, so
You
I can
can put
pull it out.
music
It's
from
cool.
anywhere.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have an iTunes account to download your music, and then it was like 99 cents a song. It was like you could download. Remember, when I first had my iPhone, I was downloading music from LimeWire and then uploading it into my iTunes
and then syncing it,
and it was like, so now everything's like just basically I have Apple Music for the family, for all the phones, and basically I don't download any songs anymore. I just kind of listen to what's on there. And then I heard they're going away from purchasing the songs because everybody's streaming, and you don't need all them songs
you pay a
up in your phone
fee
but the thing about the new iPhone that just came out, and so I'm on an 8 Plus, and I've had every iPhone since they first came out. It was a funny story. Is yesterday, I don't even know.
So I know which ones you're talking about.
You know how YouTube is like Instagram in a way where you're going down a rabbit hole where you start with the video. Like I think I started with the video of Joe Rogan talking to somebody, and then 4 or 5 videos later, I'm on the original video of Steve Jobs presenting the original iPhone, and I'm watching it, and I'm like. And then it feels so ancient. Yeah. And he's like, we're gonna have it's a mobile phone, it's a web browser, and it's a music player, and it's all 3 in one.
But you got to think, dude. Right before that came out, remember how hot the iPod was?
Yeah, the iPod.
Oh my god, dude.
But
you remember? That's not that long ago.
That was the introduction.
It was badass to have one of those, dude.
I know the original
stupid
classic
you would
one.
look like with one now,
a
dude.
big old brick with no screen. It's the little black and white
had like
screen.
the old analog screen, like the old phones, dude. It was at the time. It was sick, but
it was revolutionary at the time because it was like a Walkman. Without having to put a CD in it.
Yeah, and the next best thing they had was like the knockoff MP3 players that were just like a huge pain to load songs onto.
Yeah, and couldn't fit the amount of songs if you had the supreme gigabyte.
See, but they're still using so back then iTunes was great, right? Because you load your music into iTunes, it would sync onto your iPod. It was great. Now iTunes sucks, dude.
I don't use it.
Yeah,
it's on my computer at home. I don't use it. iCloud.
When I used to have an iPhone, my pictures that were in iCloud, they wouldn't load all the time. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, let me show you this video."
Yeah,
that stupid pinwheel thing.
I know.
And that stuff that didn't used to happen on Apple products, dude. And now it does.
It happens a lot. Because I was trying to show my boy a video of something I did last year when I was in Kauai, and it's like it was an iCloud photo because I had already.
If you had an iPhone X, it probably would have worked.
Maybe at XS Max.
Yeah, there you go.
My whole thing is you're not gonna get me with, and I was the guy. I had the iPhone, and then I'd get the new one, and get the new one, and get the new one, and now I seen it. I seen the preview. I seen the presentation on it, and I go, I'm perfectly happy with my phone, dude. Like, bro, there's nothing. It's not extravagant anymore.
Yeah.
Like we got rid of this and added this, and you're like, I gotta have it. It's more like, oh, the camera's better.
Yeah.
The camera's better every year. Oh, the glass is more crystal clear and it won't break.
Yeah.
Oh, mine hasn't broke for 2 years. There's always those dude that he gets it that first day just to do the drop test to be like, Apple's wrong. And he's like on YouTube, and then that fucking dude gets banned from YouTube. And he's like, you no longer hear about that guy anymore. And it's like, what happened to that guy that did the test that broke the iPhone? Nah, that guy just.
But that's the
that
biggest
guy's
thing
actually
is
locked in a cellar.
they're so stuck on. It's a business, which I don't blame them.
Of course,
they're making
of
money.
course. Just like
but
new
it's so stuck
cars.
on we have to have a phone out next year.
Right.
It doesn't matter if we have new technology
Yeah.
to put in the phone. It doesn't matter if we have this. Like we're going to sell
Because
people
you've built
on
that
the idea that it's better.
expectation, right?
We're going to slow down their old piece of shit phone and get them to upgrade.
So
When companies in every industry used to try to innovate, perfect the innovation and throw it into market. Now it's just like we're just going to slow it out, like throw it out there half done. People will buy it and we'll try to perfect it as we go.
Well,
there's lots of products that go through that cycle and then die because it had
wasn't
no
done
business
right.
being on the market.
Dude, that goes back to something we talked about, bro, a couple of weeks ago, I think, about our inability to be patient nowadays in this day and age because we have so much access at the tip of our fingers. So do you think companies, not just particularly Apple, but companies like tech companies or entertainment companies, or even you can say not necessarily TV, because I mean Netflix streams and then there's like, oh, the new season next year, but just the inability for people to practice patience, to be like, you know what, if you don't come out with an iPhone next year, you're not going to lose me as a user.
Yeah.
I'll wait until you come up with something revolutionary. And then what revolutionary more can you do to this type of phone? Other than like be able to 3D hologram reality, virtual reality, like what more are you going to do to this phone that's going to make you, the consumer, be like, I gotta fucking have that. I'll sell my left testicle or I'll donate a kidney to get that phone. It doesn't. You can make it gold. You can make it actual
But
gold.
that's the thing
You can
is,
do whatever. It's
people will buy it even if you just change the fucking color. They could have this year just had the iPhone X and had it come out in a couple different colors and people would have bought it. Because it would have been, oh, dude, look, they came out with the fuchsia color. Did you see that fuchsia? You know, and it used to be. I've always been someone. I can deal with software defects and hardware defects and all that stuff. If you're like what they call like beta users, right?
Right.
I always do that.
My son's like that. He downloads
the
the
new
beta.
OS X and try
Yeah.
it. It fucked up with Premiere, and so I had to go back. But when you know, like you're going into like new territory and experimenting, yeah, expect shit to not work right and to go wrong. That's the whole reason they do it. But don't throw that shit out there as a final product
and say,
when it's not final,
and then
or even close to final.
put your name on it, like
Yeah.
this is approved Apple,
Yeah,
or whoever it may be. I mean, Apple's probably. look at-
Apple's not the only one that does it. They all do it.
I
but
know, but
It just
hey,
frustrating.
we're sitting
me.
here talking. You got a fucking Mac, and I got an iPhone right
Yeah,
here.
I mean,
I think it's just where
they,
I think I'm
they
upset
still excel.
with
This
their,
thing right here is still better than any PC you could buy.
Yeah,
And that's the thing is now that I don't rock an iPhone, some of the convenience pisses me off.
right.
Like being able to airdrop to my phone.
Yeah.
Now I have to upload to Google Drive and then download on my phone, which isn't that big of a deal. But just being able to drag it from one folder to the next and it being there, that was cool. And that still is cool.
Yeah,
But that stupid software, like the icons,
which one?
iPhone
Oh,
is like ancient, dude. Change it.
what would you recommend?
Do something like Android. I mean, Android I guess still has icons, but it just everything feels so much more fluid on an Android phone, dude. And you can customize it way more. Like those same little blocks I've been seeing since 2006.
Yeah,
Now I can do folders. Cool. Like,
you can.
yeah, you can drag like two apps together and it'll create a folder.
Oh yeah. But
But it's still like, I don't know. It's
so
just,
you're
'cause-
saying change.
So Android, it's a simple little feature that they do is that instead of every app being on your screen, you hit the home button and there's all your apps, right?
I remember
I don't
that.
know. Oh, no,
Yeah,
you swipe up.
I
You swipe
remember
up
that.
and all the apps are there.
Right.
So you just put on your home screen what you want there.
So like it's your desktop.
Yeah. And I can
Essentially.
customize it. They have stupid like crazy themes and all that stuff. Whatever, you can do whatever you want. But see, I don't even know how to use the phone.
You
right?
used to be able to do that with your iPhone. You'd be able to download a skin, upload it, and it would go.
If you jailbroke it,
Yeah, if you jailbroke
Yeah.
it. But it's like, why you got to jailbreak something that you're paying so much money for?
should have anyways.
You know what's crazy is my phone. I think I was.
We were hella ranting on Apple.
I know. Who cares though? We're fucking having fun with it. My phone. Oh, so my boy was touching up my tattoo I had up here, and literally in the middle of that, I looked down and I was gonna look at something like I think it was on Monday, so I was gonna check the score of the Monday Night Football, my phone updated the software in the like just out of nowhere. I don't know how it happened, and it's like you updated your software. So I go, damn it! I was literally like 2 years without updating my software.
Make sure you turn off auto update, dude.
Since I bought it, and now I got the stupid the measuring thing where you can measure like the centimeter. Oh, I can measure the centimeters of this table or the diagram, and there's a leveler on there, and I'm like, dude, I'm not using this shit right now.
We've had the level forever, but
I was just pissed.
But see, that's my boy that owns the auto shop. He used to rock like I think it was an iPhone 4, dude, up until recently, like 6 months ago. And his was so clean, like smooth. Everything on it was
like no issues.
Perfect, because he never updated it.
That's ancient.
He would never update it. And why would you? You don't need any of those stupid new features, you know?
It's always like
and his phone was just smooth and perfect all the time.
Improved bug fixes
and
or
same thing. He bought like an iPhone 7 used somewhere for hella cheap. And same thing, he hasn't updated it. That thing runs smooth. It's clean. Even with the new software that's out, he's like, I don't need it. His phone just works perfect. And I have that 6 that I reset, and I had to use the new software when I reset it. And it's so fucked up now. It's like funny, dude. The only thing I use it for is to airdrop stuff onto that phone and then post it to Instagram. Like if I'm somewhere where I don't have a good internet connection to upload and download it. Yeah.
So you keep an iPhone 6 with you even when you have your Android?
Yeah.
Just for purposes for your Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only because my stubbornness to not rock an iPhone is my daily carry.
Hey, I mean, you're entitled to do whatever the fuck you want to do, bro. But what else were we talking about?
Let's go back to the Eminem diss track.
Eminem diss track.
You were going to say something about it, and I cut you off, and now we're here.
I think I was going to talk about just rap beefs in general, and I've seen a lot of them. Obviously, I'm a big hip hop fan, so
it's all marketing, right? For the most part. I mean, some of it's
I think Eminem's beefs have always been always been genuine. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like you, motherfucker, and I'm gonna write a song. I mean, dude wrote a song about his mom, and it was like passionate and heartfelt.
Yeah, I always talk.
I think
shit about
most other rap beefs
and shit, and his mom and
yeah. I think most, and I think that's his outlet. Like that dude will just spill his guts on a music track, and but I mean, it just came back to the fact that okay, you're the best at what you do. Like that dude is just awesome. Eminem is just sick with lyrics and putting out a diss track, and he like murdered this guy, and they were to the point where like he was doing a concert. I seen it was on YouTube, and he was doing a concert like recently, and he was trying to do his diss song that he did to Eminem, and people were like, boo, at his own concert. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh man, you just don't got it, dude. You don't got it like that, bro. And Eminem's, been around for 20 some odd years, and he's like still rapping, and Snoop Dogg's still rapping. Mm-hmm. So it's like the relevancy within music, because a good artist doesn't really go away. Like the Rolling Stones were around forever, the Beatles were around for decades. The Eagles, like those good bands, people that make good musicians and good artists, period, don't just disappear. Mm-hmm. One hit wonders disappear. Yeah. Like Vanilla Ice, Milli Vanilli Lip Syncer, and
what's like killed music for me is Pandora.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
In the fact that it gives you such a small sample of music
before you have to start
just to
paying.
Explore, right? Because it used to be, I used to like and enjoy and listen to way different music when you had to like talk with your boys about new bands and new songs and new artists and go on LimeWire and download a song.
LimeWire is so old school.
But like you said, like I'm not gonna go on there and I'm not gonna go on the computer, search a bunch of like, oh, what's out new? What's this? I'm just going to turn on Pandora and I'm going to listen to whatever it plays me.
You're going to trust that they're going to play you the music that...
Oh, I don't trust that they're going to...
Based on your genre?
No, I don't even trust that they're going to... I want them to feed me new stuff. I hate that it plays the same... You create a track, I don't thumbs up anything anymore, because when you thumbs up it, then it just plays like such a tight window of music, it's not even funny.
Yeah, so before you do the thumbs up, they're playing you a general idea of what that channel is going to be. So if it's reggae, like I've been at work, I've been playing the reggae channel. Like, oh, not the reggae channel, Bob Marley. Mm-hmm. And I noticed
that up, dude, to instead of Bob Marley, put in like Revolution or Catch a Fire. you'll get a way better set of reggae.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I just did like a general. I logged
because
into
Bob
my.
Marley plays a bunch of like the old school reggae, which is cool.
I like the
He'll
old
play
school
a
shit.
bunch of Sublime, some Chili Peppers. It'll throw in
I heard
there,
some Sublime. I have a Chili Peppers
um,
station.
but it's so like it doesn't get into any like the new reggae stuff.
Oh,
You
okay,
know?
okay. But I mean, I was just going back into the cuts, the old school Bob Marley shit, and then some of the old school shit. But it's like you want ad free Pandora? You know, you gotta pay money. No, I get it. It's a business.
But that's why like most of the listening I do now is I'll go on SoundCloud and I just like I dig deep into SoundCloud, kind of like how I did in the old days to find like these obscure like artists
Yeah,
and I'm just listening for something that'll be good in a video that I want to make.
That's
And
sick.
that's it, dude. Like it's
You're just
100%. I want to find a video of some dude that he doesn't care. All like there's a couple of those guys who use their music. I donate on. It's not Patreon. There's some other thing that's just like it, and it's like a monthly fee. Like I think I'd give them like each $2 a month or something, right?
yeah,
But they even write on their stuff like you can use this copyright free in whatever you use, right? Just give me credit.
yeah. It's
And
just
so it's like-
promotion, right?
They're probably making more off me in the monthly fee that I pay them, and I've probably like who knows like if I'll ever remember to cancel it, you know, or whatever.
You
And
got
they'll
so
make
many
more
open
off me
ones.
in a lifetime than they would if they had charged like 99 cents for their song, and I don't want to download it, you know.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So,
I mean, it's a business.
but
if
then
you-
like I have all this obscure stuff that it's not a lot of it's not even music; it's just beats, you know. There's
Yeah,
no lyrics or
I think SoundCloud is great for artists who don't want to great for artists to put out content and not be denied by like a record label.
Hell yeah.
To be like, you're not going to tell me that my music's not good. You're not going to turn
Let
me
the people
down
decide.
based on what you think's going to sell. It's like, yeah, let the people decide. And then I'm going to put my own content out there. And if you want to buy it, good for you. If you don't, then don't buy it.
And I'm not sure how it works. I hope it works this way, but the cynical part of me says it probably doesn't. Is if they do charge, right? If they charge $14 a month to host your music or whatever. And I noticed like SoundCloud used to never have ads. It has ads now. They're short, but I know they're going to be coming more, you know?
Yeah.
So if they're making money off ads, they're making money off some kind of subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Are they giving these people that are getting, 10,000 listens and whatever, are they getting any kind of cut out of the ad revenue?
I think it's like YouTube where you have to
You can monetize it.
Well, and then until you build up your following,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to pay attention to you. And then once you do, they probably say, "Hey, look, we can help you help us."
But don't you think like if you really care about, I mean, the people that started SoundCloud and originally probably gave a shit about artists, right? Small artists. That's why they created it, right? So why not stick with that like mission, and dudes that get 10 views, even if they get 10 cents, like they got something, right?
Right. It
they feel like-
it depends who is in charge of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Was SoundCloud created by an artist that got denied so many times that he said, "I'm going to create my own app, my own music playing station where it's not going to be like you're going to turn me down. I'm going to put my music out there, and then I'm going to allow others to put their." So essentially, what Tidal was supposed to be with Jay-Z and them, whereas like the artist gets all the revenue or the royalties, and then I've even heard that's not true for that company.
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
Right? Because everything's a business. You know, if you start if anything, I believe Jay-Z and them started Tidal and backed it, but nobody's gonna lose money at all. If you start something and you're promoting it and you're putting it out there, you're not gonna lose money. It's all about fucking business and making money. And this country is cutthroat, and people are gonna be like, I mean, in some instances, your grandma will fucking slice your throat for money. Yeah. He's like, "Sorry, honey," and is choking on your blood.
That's what, like your brother-in-law that makes that music. I think he should reach out to people that like make videos like big, like fairly big time, like people that have thousands of views on their videos, and just be like, "Hey, play my video or play my song. Here it is for free. Play it. Give me credit in it in the description or something, or at the end of the video."
Yeah, like I mean, kind of how he did with the. He
And
kind
then-
of came up with the specific. I asked him, "Can you make an intro outro for
Because then he could move into like charging 50 cents a song or 99 cents a song or whatever he wants to charge a song, you know? But I think like, because his stuff is fairly good, you know?
Well, he's working with somebody,
Yeah.
and I think they're co-producing that together.
Yeah. I noticed on his Instagram, like he's
it's
got like a
his,
partner. Like one of them makes the beat and the other one, or one makes the sound and one makes something else.
I don't know. I gotta ask
One does
him. I'm gonna see him
percussion,
this weekend. My
he shows in
brother-in-law
his-
does
in
all
his
the
description.
instrumentation, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he's got the setup, and then I think the other one is I'm not even gonna.
He does like percussion. I think the other dude does percussion, and then if there's lyrics, does the lyrics with it. I think
Yeah, whatever they do together, they just do it pretty good.
that's cool though. You know,
He went to music school down in. Oh yeah, he went to music school down in I think it was in Hollywood, like literally off Hollywood Boulevard or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the street. And he did all the music stuff. He went to the music school, and then he got the job where he's doing like all the renting out all the equipment for like the shows and the movies and stuff, like all the sound, and he does the boom mic for stuff.
that's pretty sick, dude.
And down there, it's like you've got work. There's always something going on, dude. I think he said he went to a job one time. He was doing the boom mic, and I think he said it was for like a porno, but he didn't know. And he was just like, "What the fuck?" I gotta ask him. I'm gonna see him this weekend, so I'm gonna get the story, and I'll have it for the next podcast. But that's just LA shit, dude. You're just like,
Yeah, that's funny though.
you're down there, and you're just like, "Hey, we need you at this gig," and you show up, and it's just like some dude, and he's just like takes off his robe, and his cock and balls are hanging right there, and some chick's like doing her makeup, and she's also on her phone. She's like, "Oh, I just got another like on Instagram." And just keeps scrolling through, and she's like, "They're like, oh, we're ready for you, Bridget," and she's just like, "Oh, okay," and he's like, "Oh, this is who I'm fucking tonight." And he's just like, "Yeah, let's get it on." And,
Bridget is such a like porn star name.
is it? I don't know. Just
I don't
that's
know.
the first thing that came to my name.
You hit it
Came to my
perfectly,
mind.
dude. That's crazy.
Bridget, I was thinking of like just some random white chick. It's so fucked up. Why does she gotta be white? I don't know. All the porn I watch has white people. It's just like,
Oh my god, dude.
so let's talk about that, bro. The
Pornos
not porn. Okay, so like how
or stereotypes?
not even stereotypes.
White chicks.
No. Let's talk about evolution of porn.
Okay.
The back in the day when you were a kid and there was a VHS and there was a dirty magazine, and if you happened to find it at your aunt's or your uncle's house or your mom and dad's house, and you're just like looking through it and like so taboo, and you're just like, oh my god, and then you're watching the video and then you have to rewind it back to where you started watching it from. And now it's just literally like you Google something and then it's just like anything that starts with a P is just like, oh, Pornhub, PornTube, and you're just like, what? Excuse me? Like it's not even in my recent searches. I don't even do that shit. You know,
Sure you don't, bro.
when I was an adolescent teen, yeah, maybe. But the evolution of that, like it's literally everywhere. Well, you know, so like the last,
But it used to be so fake, like, and it probably still is, you know. But it used to just be like so hardcore fake too that I was just like, oh, this is just like fucking weird, dude.
the last thing, the last, what is it called? How was the fucking word I'm missing? The last time that crossed my path, porn. My girl bought me the Kim Kardashian Playboy. This is years ago. This is like 10 years ago, probably. And it was like right when the Kardashian show came out and everybody was fucking watching it and she was watching it. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is hot. And I go, oh, she's on the cover of Playboy. And she like just bought it for me randomly. Well, so I don't know if she bought it for me so she could see what was in it or something. Like, oh, let me see too. But she bought it for me. And like I had it. I think I was living with my in-laws at the time. So like I had it for like 2 days. I looked at it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Read the article, whatever. And then I think it found its way into my brother-in-law's room and it just stayed there forever.
You don't want to go reclaim it after that, dude.
And I was like, yeah, have had it, bud. I've had my time.
Yeah, I just remember always like at that age, probably 15, 16, right when we started driving and stuff, people's parents be home. We'd have like a party and you'd have porn on in the background, or like that was like the era of I guess that was the porn that we would watch. You remember that show Bang Bus?
Oh yeah,
Like
dude.
those kind of like weird ass, like stupid, unrealistic pornos, right? Like they'd find some girl walking down the street, like, "Hey, we'll give you $700 to come
Hop
in
in the van.
bus and let us run a train on you." Like, just I don't know,
Nowhere in
stupid
life
shit
does
like
that ever happen.
Yeah.
Or nobody that I hang is that what happens to.
And I always just felt like it was super awkward, dude.
Dude,
when my buddies, like, we'd go over there, I think we're gonna play video games or skateboard and shit. They'd pop on a porno, and there's like 4 dudes. And I'm like,
and everybody's just like, what's next?
I'm good, bro. Like, I'm gonna go outside. And I think that's why I smoked cigarettes when I was a kid. Because
Just
that was
like
like
panic
like,
mode, like-
oh, dude, I'm gonna go smoke a fucking cigarette. Like, I don't want to fucking be in here with a bunch of 3 other dudes with hard cocks fucking watching some porn. That shit's awkward, dude. How is that? Like, how does? Fuck, dude. How is that normal at that age? I guess
think
it's like your fucking hormones are going so
Curiosity
crazy, you
and
don't give a
fucking hormones
shit, dude.
running rampant. So you're just willing to be in a room with a bunch of fucking sweaty teenagers, and you're just all looking at each other, and you're like huffing and puffing. You're like, "What's next, bro? Should I fucking?"
Dude, I saw this video on Reddit, and it was this dude and this girl, probably high school age, in a room with like a bunch of other kids, right? This tiny little, it looked like a locker room. Bunch of kids, like probably 20, 30 kids in there, and they started wrestling, and the girl like slams them into the wall, and they're all fucking cheering, you know, like making fun of the dude for getting slammed. And then like the top comment was like, "Man, this video is pretty good until I realized how bad it probably smells in that room."
like who pays attention to that shit?
30 freaking teenagers, you know, like how they smell just like BO and fucking Axe.
Musk. My son was playing summer league last year, and I think it was at Johansson, and they had a tournament. So I was like, man, I gotta fucking piss so bad. I'm about to piss my pants, dude. And I was like walking around doing the whole crotch thing. I'm like, oh, you know, and then I'm looking for a bathroom and everything's locked.
Oh shit.
And I go, who the fuck's the janitor around here? He just locks everything when there's a tournament. So then finally, one of the coaches from Johansson is walking by, and I go, hey man, I gotta piss so bad. Either I'm pissing on the fucking wall or outside on a tree, or you can just show me where the open bathroom's at. And he's like, oh, right this way, man, right this way. So I go, and he's like, here, just go through here. And it was the locker room, the boys' locker room. You open that shit up, and it was like a wave of fucking BO and musk. And I'm like, ooh, just start choking. Then I'm walking through, and there's a pile. I look to the left, and there's a pile of like football gear. Like they just got done with practice, and everybody just tossed their shit right there. And I was in the bathroom, and I'm like, damn, dude, I don't remember smelling like this in junior high. I don't remember my junior high smelling like this. I don't know if this is the kids nowadays.
It did. You just didn't know it.
I know, right?
I mean, I taught PE, dude.
Like
Like that locker room, you never get used to either. It's just fucking wretched, dude. Because it's exactly what you said. There's a pile of football gear that hasn't been washed in 7 years. And then none of those kids... I mean, I get it. I didn't take a shower at that age either, you know? I think in junior high, they made us take showers.
Did you have showers in your junior high?
Yeah, and they made us, I think, take showers in junior high. And everyone, like, wore their boxers, and then you brought, like, either another pair or wore wet boxers all day, like, stupid.
We didn't have to take showers in our junior high. They were there.
Yeah, no one's going to take a shower, and I don't blame them, but none of them take their fucking clothes home and wash them, dude.
It's always in the
same
locker.
Clothes for the whole semester, like the 4 months or whatever. And so, like, oh, God, dude. Like, they don't even take it at the end of the year when they're done with PE. They don't even want that shit, you know? They're just like...
Save it for the next
Let it get
generation.
fucking thrown away, hopefully.
Dude,
The girl side,
I was like
the girl
OCD
teachers
when it came to
bought
my PE clothes.
washers and dryers to wash the girls' shit.
Really?
They would wash the girls' clothes.
Super hygienic.
Like, what the fuck,
Those
dude?
fucking dirty boys in that locker room, they fucking smell. But you know what? I love it. I love them so much. I love that musk that Billy has. I just want to whip out my tit. I don't remember smelling like that. I was like an OCD when it came to my PE clothes. I bought like 2 sets. I don't know, but I've been like that.
I think I'd keep them for 2 days, and then I would bring a set the third day.
I'm like that my whole life, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would iron my fucking boxers.
Oh, see, I don't go that far.
I would
bro.
iron my socks, and then I'd put them on.
You're different, dude.
I told you I'm weird. I would iron my boxers, iron my socks, and I'd go to my cousin's house for the summer. This dude would sleep until 1 p.m. I'd be up at crack of dawn 7, twiddling my fingers like, oh, when's he gonna wake up? Like, and I knew, so I was like, what was the point of me waking up early? I'd wake up, I'd talk to my aunt, talk to my uncle, I'd eat a bowl of cereal. I'd fucking be like, hey, you guys got an ironing board? They're like, yeah. And I'd iron my clothes for the day. And I'd be like, finally he'd get up and just throw some wrinkled ass shit on. He's like, yeah, man, what do you want to do? Let's go smoke some weed. And I'd be like, dude, I got all pressed up. And then we'd go, and then he'd always end up with the chicks. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I was just super picky too.
Because he had the weed, dude.
It just smelled like weed. It's like, Nate, with this guy, there's no expectations. This guy's too fucking. He has a crease in his fucking shirt,
dude. I did like a little bit of that shit. I did a lot of drinking in high school. I think I smoked maybe twice in high school.
For real?
Yeah,
I smoked all the time.
Fuck, going back.
If it was legal when I was
sophomore
in high school,
year, dude, because that would have been the time to enjoy that shit. You know.
Okay, so my drug experiences have always been, I've never had a bad high. So nothing has ever been bad. And I've done a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. I've done enough shit. I don't even know if I want to get into how much shit I've done.
So remember, your mom's listening.
I know. Well, she's kind of actually, there was a time, I'll tell you this story. Me and my cousin took some, I think they called it Special K, ketamine. And we sprinkled it on a joint and we smoked it in my room.
Was it like spice?
No, it was like white powder. This dude put it this way, dude. My cousin worked at Baskin Robbins. This dude, old white dude, probably
was it Coke?
No, it wasn't Coke. Trust me. So this old white dude works at Baskin Robbins with them, and this guy has. Now that I think back on it, this guy had no business working at Baskin Robbins. He was like one of those dudes that his job was a front. All he did was slang drugs all day at Baskin Robbins. So I pick up my cousin, and it's like,
our guy when we were in high school he worked at KFC.
Okay, so it's like fast food. Hey, man, come through, man. But it's like, so this dude was closing with my cousin. My cousin goes, pick me up at 11. I get off because I had a license. He didn't. So I was like 16, 17. Boom, picked him up. He goes, hey, man, I got some fucking shit called Special K. And he was like, we're going to do it tonight. And I go, all right. So then we go home, dude. It's like 6:30 in the evening. And we get like in our pajamas. And we're like, we go upstairs and we like eating some bowl of cereal. And we're like, all right, guys, we're going to go to bed now. My mom's like, it's like 6:30. And then we're just like already preparing for this. So then we go down there, dude. And I like snorted it the first time. And then I had one of those like, those balls that have all the lights and it moves, not like a disco ball, but the lights that move. And I had black lights. And then my cousin, he used to take the highlighters and he'd take the stick out of the highlighter, and it was like wrapped in plastic, and it was like a mesh wrapped in plastic, and it had the color. He would dip it in water, and then the color would leak into the water, so the black light would light it up. And it'd be like neon colors. And so I seen him do that at his house. And he had remember the black light posters and shit? Mm-hmm. So I had some of that stuff in my room.
Like that was cool.
Dude, to me though, if you're tripping, to this day, it's still cool. So I had my whole room set up like that. And we were playing music and stuff. And so we like snorted this shit Special K. Then we sprinkled it on a joint. And we're smoking it out my window, right? And then within 15 minutes... I was fucking tripping, and I'm literally like talking to myself in the mirror, and I see myself in the mirror. But I'm 16, 17 years old, and I'm talking to myself in the mirror, and in the mirror, it's future me, and I'm like 30 years old, and I go, dude, you got some nice hair, right? And I'm having a full-blown conversation, and my cousin's over here on this side of the room, and he's just tripping out, dude. He's just like laughing, like, like that hysterical laugh. And so we go upstairs to get some more snacks, and it's like 8:00, and we're like, okay, like we're just acting super panicky. My mom's probably like, what the hell? She's watching TV on the couch. So we go back downstairs. We get in the bed, dude. It's like 8:30, and I'm like, all right, man, shut the lights off. And everything's going on. The music's going on. The ball with the lights is spinning, so things are tripping. And I get my hands, dude, and I start talking with my hands, and they're having a conversation with each other. And I'm like, no, you don't know this. No, you don't know this. No. My mom walks in the room. She goes, what the fuck are you guys smoking, right? And me and my cousin, and I'm like, nothing. I'm just like, and she's all,
Hiding your puppets.
dude, whatever. And my cousin's just like, didn't say shit. And I'm like, no, we're not doing anything in here. We're just having a good time listening to music. And she's all, shut the fuck up. I don't care whatever it is, go to sleep, right? And I go, all right. So she shuts the door, and we're just like, start busting up, dude. And then I go back to having a fucking full-blown conversation with my hands. I'm like, it's like these two hands in front of me are not a part of me. Mm-hmm. And they're having a conversation, bro.
Yeah.
That's one of my many experiences. One.
I think the craziest thing I ever had happen to me was on that shit salvia. Which I don't know if that's still legal. Is it still legal? The fact that you could walk into a smoke shop and we were like 15 or whatever. I don't think we drove yet. I think we had to take an old school yellow top taxi to get to the place off of like Paradise Road that would sell it to us, you know? And
imagine Ubers back then or Lyfts.
Oh my God. Because the guy told us, he's like, yeah, you got to like hit it with a torch, not a regular lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Smoke it through like a little bubbler, you know? Like a little mini bong. Dude, it was pretty cool.
Did you throw up? I heard a lot of people threw up.
The first one I had, it was pretty funny, dude, because the whole it's instantly, I'm laying on the couch, and then this little voice is like, hey, and it's always, every time I've done it, I think 3 times I've done it, same voice, like this little raspy. Like,
is it your inner
tiny.
conscience?
I don't think so, dude. It's like a creepy voice, but I wasn't creeped out by it at the time, you know? It's like, hey, you got to get out the door. Like, it's like my friend's apartment, you know? I'm like, all right. So I get up, and it was just like, the whole world, dude, just shrinks to the size of his apartment. So I'm freaking trotting over to the door, and just like your equilibrium being off, like I missed it, right?
Right.
And then I was like, oh shit, I got to turn around, and fucking Roger the Rabbit is sitting right there. And
what?
He's like, dumbass, you got to go around the whole world to get back out of here, you know? And I'm like, oh shit, so I go around the whole world, and that happened like 2 or 3 times, and then I started coming out of it. And so that was like a fun one. I had another time where I laid back, and when I like got up, I was looking at my friend, and he was like in an old school baseball outfit with like the pants rolled up.
This is like a 1920s White Sox player.
You know what's crazy is he was writing poetry, dude, and he was writing that song from that poem from The Outsiders, where he's like Pony Boy always stay golden or whatever, you know. Like, he was writing that, and it was like the movie soundtrack was playing like in the background of him doing that, and I was like, oh, dude, that's sick. And he's like, nothing gold can stay, you know. And it was cool. That's
a super trip, bro.
Yeah. And then like the third time I did it, like at a party, and it was bad, dude. Like I just instantly, nothing really crazy was happening. I was a crayon for some reason, like in a box, and I just started getting hot because everyone was laughing. And I was like, I just need some fresh air, and I go to open the front door, and it's a brick wall.
Oh,
and I was like, oh nice. Man, I got to sit down, and it was cool. Like I sat down and chilled out, and I was fine, you know. But
those are like hallucination. That's like hallucination.
Yeah, my friend, he had like a bad trip that same day on the apartment one.
If you have a bad trip, it can
he said
fuck
he was
with
like,
you.
There was like all these people, but they were like part of this strip of plastic. Not even like people. They were just like, you could tell that they were like beings or whatever. And he's like, you could hear them. It was ripping from like down at the end, like shh, and you could hear people just screaming in excruciating pain because they were getting ripped in half. And he said he was like panicking because he fucking couldn't get out of this plastic, and all the people are getting ripped in half coming to him.
Oh shit.
But yeah, dude, I mean, smoke weed. Don't fuck with that.
Smoke weed. Don't do what we do. Dude, I did liquid acid.
So I've never done acid.
Dropped on a sugar cube on New Year's Eve.
Was that like absinthe?
No.
They did that with absinthe, right?
No. Well, I don't know. This is all I know. This is whatever my cousin said, I did. It was kind of weird. Like I was like, okay. Here.
Well, he was the cool guy getting all the girls, right?
Take this, put it on your tongue, eat a vitamin C pill to enhance the high, and then drink a gallon of orange juice to even enhance it more. And then, so New Year's Eve, we drop liquid acid, dude. And then I'm like, we go into his girl's room, his girlfriend, and we're playing GoldenEye. And GoldenEye was the shit, dude.
That game was bad on Nintendo 64.
Yeah. And so then I'm playing it. I don't feel nothing new. And he's all, just wait. Just wait. So then like 5 minutes later, I look up at the ceiling, and it's one of those popcorn ceilings, and it's coming towards me, right? Like, and I was like, oh shit, I'm about to get smashed in the room. Boom. Phone rings. His girlfriend comes in. It's your mom. He goes, all right, that's weird. My dad had called my aunt and was like, where are the boys? It's New Year's Eve. I don't want them outside of the house. So my cousin's like, I hear him over the phone. He's like, no, we're good. We're indoors. We're just, nope, I'm coming to get you. I start panicking. I go, fuck, dude, fuck. We're going to get busted. We're going to get in. And he's like, just chill out, man. Just chill out. And I go, no, bro, I'm going to be tripping and my dad's going to be there at the house. I know it. And he's like, just relax. So we go, and my aunt, she's like, she picks us up, and I think she was drinking a margarita in it's New Year's Eve. She pulls up, and she's drinking a margarita, and she's like, you guys want to go see the Christmas lights? And we're like, so I'm in the back seat.
My cousin, probably too smashed to even know you were fucked up.
She was probably feeling good. So then my cousin turns around, and he's just like, here we go. So we go up to the Christmas lights, because it was New Year's Eve, so everybody saw the lights up. And we're going to the Christmas, like, it's like a Christmas tree lane out here, but this was in the Bay Area. And we're going through, and dude, I'm tripping out, like lights everywhere. I'm starting to see things, beings, and I'm just like, oh shit. We get to the house. I walk in, and I say what's up to my uncle. He was on the couch. He was always on the couch with his feet kicked up. Dude's eating shrimp. These fucking shrimp were like the size of my forearm to me. And I was like, he's like dipping them in cocktail sauce. And I go, what the? And I was trying to hold everything in until I got to his room. So once we get there, I'm like, okay, my dad's not here. Everything's okay. Right? No panic mode. My aunt and uncle are cool. They don't know what's going on. Me and my cousin do, and we're just going to act cordial. And so we go to his room, dude. And that's when everything goes down. Literally, I'm playing Madden 95 on Genesis, and I'm like, and he's like, hey. And I go, what? And he goes, what? And I turn around, and the TV's off, and the remote is in my hand. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, what'd you say? And I go, what did I say? So we just started tripping hard, dude. And then I go, it was so bad. I go, no, bro. And so we got like a cardboard flat. I don't know where this cardboard flat came from. And I go, just write down everything I'm saying. And he goes, okay, you write down what I'm saying. So it'd be like at 1:00, Mario said this. At 2:00, Vince said this, right? And then we're right there. All of a sudden, I go to the bathroom. I'm taking a piss. I look in the mirror, and everything's just like melting, right? And I'm like, whoa. I go to pee. I flush the toilet, and the toilet starts spinning the opposite way. And I was like, that's weird. All of a sudden, I'm walking out from the bathroom's over here. I'm walking through the hallway. My cousin's room's over here. Boom, 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 boom. Banging on the door, right? Hey, somebody's banging on your door. He's all, okay. Open the door. It's his older brother. This dude's fucking probably high out of his mind too. And his eyes were like fucking this big, dude. And he had horns growing out of his head. And I go, you're not coming in, dude. You're the devil. You're not coming in here. And he's like, let me in the fucking house. Let me in the goddamn house. And so we let him in, dude. And then for some reason, we ended outside. And then I think he gave us a joint, and we were smoking a joint with you know those glasses? They're like this, and it has a candle inside, and it's like scented.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're smoking a joint, lighting it with the candle. And we're telling everybody outside Happy 4th of July.
It's New Year's?
And like, it's New Year's. So we get in his car, and we're listening to music, and we're tripping. He had an old school Thunderbird, dude. I'm sitting in the passenger seat.
Oh, dude, I had an old Camaro too. Fuck,
old school. I had an old school, right? We got to talk about that. But he has an old school Thunderbird. I'm sitting in there, and I'm shrinking in the seat. And the door handle is this big in the beginning, and now it's this big. And I'm like, trying to open it, right? Somehow we ended up back in the house, and we made it through the night. And then I was watching TV. It was like they were doing the countdown, but the screen is black. 10, 9. And I'm like, where the fuck are all the people at? The TV's black, but I hear them. And he's like, I don't know, man. But you know what? And I turn around, and he's got like those big ass shrimp. And he's like, and long story, but at the next day we wake up, I literally on 1 hour to sleep, and I look at the cardboard that we're supposedly writing everything on. It looks like hieroglyphics from Egypt. Like nothing was legible. And we just looked at each other and we're like, what a night, dude. And that's probably one of the craziest highs I've ever had. And kids, don't do drugs. Smoke weed because it's legal.
This is Vince and Kev. Come check out our podcast every Saturday morning.
Listen in as we give advice that you didn't ask for and we're not qualified to give, but we're doing it anyway.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or One Day Early on SoundCloud.